Next, we have a vanadinite or vanadinite cluster. Ooh, it's very, very fragile, so it tends to break off in small pieces, but this one is very cubic. It has really beautiful, these are all natural cubes. This is how it grows. Try not to make too much of it fall out. Here's my vanadinite. A diamond. No, it's a, not a diamond apophyllite. It's a, yeah, it's a diamond apophyllite. This one is really beautiful. And then just two baby rhodochrosite little slabs that I got as a gift from Mark. He actually gave these two to me in my purchase, which I was so thankful for. This one is super gemmy. This one has really interesting layers. I was very grateful to get these because, again, rhodochrosite's a rarer stone and I'd never had one before, and he just offered that to me, and it was something that I was very grateful for. So then I have this little tray I need to bring over here. First, we'll start with this Elestial Amethyst. Very, very deep, high quality, just amazing. It's hard to see when there isn't light shining directly on it, but it has a very deep purple coloring. We then have my lazulite, my raw lazulite. I'm pretty sure I also showed in the last video, but oh well. I then have a cauliflower quartz. Very unique and interesting. I'd never heard of it before I found it at a small shop along the Oregon coast, as usual, called Tulum. If you've ever been along that area, go to Tulum, look it up online. She's the nicest woman. She owns her own small business, and these crystals are just, like, this is so unique. I'd never heard of it before. So cauliflower quartz. I then have a Tangerine Quartz cluster. I have, which is also new, a pyromorphite specimen. So this, the green, makes me feel like I don't know what it reminds me of, but it just reminds me of something really, really special and really, really rare. Almost like a toxic, it looks like a toxic mineral to me, but it's not. Pyromorphite is not toxic. I don't know, it's gorgeous. It's also very fragile, so I'm trying not to handle it as much. I have an aquamarine on matrix, so the blue is the aquamarine, and the rest of it is matrix. So this is aquamarine, and the rest is the matrix, which is still gorgeous to me. It has like really interesting inclusions, but the blue is the aquamarine that I find is so special and is also very expensive and rare. I then have a celadonite teardrop, which looks and reminds me a lot of moss agate, but it's almost like the aqua, and it has this incredible flashy, almost like scales. It's so unique. You can see on this side as well. So I have celadonite. I then have a spirit flower geode. Just that deep purple. I wish you could see more into it. It has an incredible cavern. Very beautiful. I have a bismuth, which is not a crystal, but it's a natural crystallized metallite compound that grows in this form. It is heat treated though, and it has this aluminum, dip to it, but it's still something that I find really interesting, and it is very powerful when it comes to transformational energy. And then last on this tray that I have is a Herkimer diamond. A large Herkimer diamond with rainbows galore. Herkimer diamonds are a very high vibrational stone, similar to Libyan desert glass and moldavite. So having this is a very gentle way of pushing me on my right path, and it's very special to me. So I have this one. That's all for that tray. So now we'll be moving on to mushroom rhyolite. It doesn't look like much, but there actually is some shaping in it that reminds me of mushrooms. Yeah, there's just some like little bumpy textures, and it really does remind me of going out to like a mushroom field. So mushroom rhyolite. I have purple opal or Morado opal with some white inclusions on the back. Really deep striking color. I have a 1,000 layer quartz, which you will be able to see when it focuses. When you turn it, you can see all those layers. All those layers, thousands of layers. I think it's called 12,000 layer quartz, if I remember correctly. I then have a Arizona selenite with iron in it. So it has iron inclusions. I have a Smithsonite or Smithsonianite, however you say it. It's small but rare and powerful, packs a punch. I then have a Wolfenite specimen, which is I almost said as well. It is very fragile as well. So I'm showing it, and little clusters are breaking off as I'm showing it. So I'm gonna have to be very careful with this one, but this is Wolfenite. We have some orange opal. And the last on this little tray is it's called Oripiment, I think. It's very interesting. I'd never seen it before, never heard of it, and I got it, and it felt very, I don't know, it didn't feel amazing at first. I felt like it was man-made. I felt like it was kind of altered, but then as I was holding it, it felt very loving to me. So I think it's a loving stone. To me, it's a loving stone. Don't take anything of this for fact. Okay. I first of all have this Rhodochrosite slab from Mark as well. This was included in the gift. I just had it on a separate tray. This one is my favorite out of everything that I got that day. Or one of my favorites, at least. Very sparkly, very juicy and gemmy, but also has a lot of layers, as you can see. I then have a pineapple quartz. Woo! I keep dropping things today, I don't know why. But yeah, a pineapple quartz. I then have a Wisconsin moonstone. Oh, it does. The Wisconsin moonstone. So flashy. It has such a deep flash. A deep blue flash. I felt very powerful feminine energy from this. For some reason. Wisconsin moonstone. I'm forgetting the name of this crystal, but I'm going to put it on the screen when I figure it out because I know what it is. I just, for some reason, there's always one that slips my mind. How's that really shiny? I know what it is. But I'll put it on the screen. I then have a green tourmaline and quartz. So the quartz is the matrix of this one. So that's the green tourmaline, and that's the green tourmaline, and the quartz is the matrix for it. I then have pink dolomite, which is very sparkly and unique. I got this from the Sapphire Center. Reminds me of roses or tulips or rose petals. Such a loving and creative stone for sure. I definitely feel like painting when I'm around this stone for some reason. So pink dolomite. I then have a honeycomb opal. Fun fact, I used to do beekeeping for a little while when I worked at a farm, and I learned how to put a bee suit on and harvest honey. So yeah, I love honeybees. Although I'm deathly afraid of wasps. So yeah, wasps are the devil. Okay, I have an Oko agate, or an Oko agate geode. And then I have a Cobalto calcite, a pink Cobalto calcite. I have a Trancas Geode, which I also, this is one of my first things I got from where I work as well. Beautiful Trancas Geode. And last but not least on this final tray, before I go to my baskets, is a Rutilated quartz. a golden rutilated quartz. Look at that rutilated. Rutilated quartz is one of my favorites at the moment, for sure. Although I have many favorites and I can't really pick a favorite, rutilated quartz just is something else. They call it like hair quartz, fine hair quartz or something, because it looks like it has hair in it. But to me, it just looks like shooting stars. So that is for that tray. And then we'll be moving on to the baskets. But first, I'm going to show one crystal that to me is important to show. So this is cinnabar. This is cinnabar. It has that red and black and white and just reminds me of cinnamon for some reason, although it's not, you know, brown like cinnamon is. It just reminds me of cinnamon, and it is named cinnabar. This crystal is toxic. So the reason why I'm holding it in this case is because if you hold it for too long, cinnabar is the leading cause of mercury in the world. Like, that's where mercury deposits come from, is from from cinnabar. So when you hold it for too long, you can be exposed to mercury poisoning. So I do not hold this for very long, and I only keep it in this case. It's very powerful to have during Mercury retrograde for sure, but just make sure everyone knows that if you buy cinnabar, please keep it in an airtight sealed case like this, or like something that's going to keep it far away from where you can breathe it in or hold it, because it is toxic. So that's my cinnabar. Okay, and then we're moving on to my raw baskets. I don't know how much longer I have to film right now. I'm going to have to come back later today just because I have to leave for work soon, but I think I can get through this first basket. First is my raw peridot. This is my raw peridot. Gorgeous beauty on matrix, stunning, a lot sparklier than you think. It's in person, you can see all the sparkles, little inclusions, but it's just special to have. Obviously crystals are not all about their aesthetic purposes, it's about their healing properties, but to me it is very beautiful as well in person. This is raw diapatase, or diapatase. I also got this from the Mystery Gallery. I had never had a piece of diapatase before, and this one was just calling my name. I then have a piece of blue calcite, which I also am very positive I showed in the last video, but you know, blue calcite. I have a piece of raw pink tourmaline, or tourmaline, also from where I work. I have a very large piece, or not very large, but a medium-sized piece of raw black tourmaline, which is for protection. It's a very protective stone, and it has some quartz on the edges. Yeah, very shiny and flashy. I then have a datalite, or datalite, which is connected to the Akashic records, and the humans that were involved in that, so it contains a lot of ancient knowledge. At least that's what the belief of it is. I'm not going to claim it to be true, but I definitely felt like when I saw this crystal, I was holding a pink garnet on Matrix, thinking about purchasing the pink garnet, and when I saw this in the case, I didn't drop the pink garnet, obviously, but I sat down immediately and I was like, no, I can't. This is the one. This is very special to me, and me and my uncle got it with my mom, and he even said that he felt the energy off of it, so yeah, it's beautiful. So that's my datalite. I then have, I guess this is also a raw half polish, but it's in my basket. A green onyx, or blue onyx, kind of. It's a greenish blue onyx. I then have a Dogtooth Calcite. I have a large Super 7 point, or a melody stone. It has 7 crystals inside of it, and for the sake of time, I ask that you research it yourself and look up the crystals that it has, but I know for a fact it has some amethyst in it, obviously. So yeah, I do know what it has in it, but I am taking the time to film this, and I really don't want this to go on for over an hour. I hope that you guys enjoy this. This is my blue barite, which also reminds me of roses, very similar to pink dolomite. So this is blue barite, a blue barite cluster. And then I'm going to show you my anhydros. So these are the last crystals I'll show before I have to leave for work. But first is this anhydro, and you have to really focus on this little black seed inside of that sharpied line. And it's hard to see with the lighting. I might have to do a different clip. There you go. But yeah, so there's a little black seed inside of this one, and this is a Tibetan anhydro with a black seed with a little bit of water in it that is moving, which I think is just, I was shocked to see it. I have been wanting an anhydro for a super long time. And then this one is my most recent one, and if this one doesn't show, I'm definitely going to be taking a separate video. It has some rainbows too. So, let me find the water droplet. Okay, so right there, right here, do you see that? That is all water in there. So yeah, that's a huge water bubble, and then over here it has a stagnant bubble. Right there is a big bubble that doesn't move, but it's still incredible. This one just, So that is my anhydros. Okay, so let me 1 second. So I did the rest of my video before this with just like my hands in front of the camera because it was easier to focus on the smaller things. But I am going to do the larger statement pieces in front of the camera like this because I think that it shows more of like the size comparison to my face, my body. You know, it's kind of easier to see how big the statement pieces are. I still have some smaller pieces to show, but I'm just gonna go back and forth. First of all, I did spheres and like flames and things yesterday, and I forgot a few of different things. So first of all, I have this Norina Jasper sphere, and let me, if I can turn this. I completely forgot about this sphere. It was kind of up on a shelf that I had hung on my wall, and I forgot to show it. So this is Norina Jasper, another crystal I never had before. I also have this amethyst double terminated wand that I got as a, wait, you have hair on you. Anyways, I got this amethyst double terminated point as a gift from my very close friend Lavender for Christmas. So I wanted to show this one because it's honestly beautiful, and again, it was on a shelf that was higher up on my wall, and so I wanted to really include it because it's really gorgeous. It is a very deep purple, and I tend to not have a lot of like tumbled and polished amethyst because I have a lot of raw amethyst. Okay, and then let's go through this little, let's do like some smaller spheres first. So, or not spheres, sorry, flames. So this is a smoky quartz flame. It's so high quality, it's just gorgeous. I got this from an Etsy shop called, I don't remember the name. I'm gonna have to link it down below, but it's a really good Etsy shop, and they have tons of crystals and very high quality and very good prices, fair prices at least. So this is my smoky quartz flame. It looks almost like clear quartz, but you can see the smoky quartz inclusions. Oh, there's a rainbow. So yeah, that's my smoky quartz, and then we'll do my golden healer. I showed you my golden healer heart, but I also have a golden healer freeform. I actually got them at the same time, but I forgot that I had gotten the golden healer freeform, so I also got the heart, and I didn't realize. And it is pretty flashy, as you can see. Yeah, so that's that freeform. Now I think I'm going to switch the camera for a second. I'm sorry if this is chaotic. Enjoy the chaos. 1 second. Okay, hi, I'm on this side again. I'm going to show some of my smaller pieces that I have in this basket. First up is Iridescent by Rhodochrosite Turgite. So this one, let me see if I can focus the camera. Am I on automatic? Yeah. So this is Iridescent by Rhodochrosite Turgite. Again, it's not focusing. There it goes. So this is all natural. This coloring, this coloring is all natural, which I think is just incredible. It naturally grows like this, forms like this. It's an incredible crystal. And I definitely, or a mineral deposit that I had been looking to get for a long time. So that's that. I then have a green barite. So this is green barite on malachite. So this is the malachite, the green back. It's even really sparkly on the actual matrix. That's how gorgeous it is. And this is the green barite. Reminds me a lot of like vanadinite or vanadinite. So I have this one. And then I have a great clear quartz point. It almost looks like it has some smoky quartz in it and has some phantoms. But yeah, this is a really beautiful clear quartz. Clear quartz is underrated. It really is the master healer of all crystals, and I feel like people think that it's just the basic crystal that everybody has, but I mean, everybody needs it. I then have a big chunk of blue kyanite. Another highly underrated crystal. I feel like kyanites are kind of just described as like the blades and like the little slivers that people have, but blue kyanite is really special, and I'm looking to get one of those teal, like rare deep ocean kyanites at some point. But I have this lighter one, and it's pretty flashy as well. A very, very powerful stone, actually. I then have this one, which is also all natural rainbows. This, as you can see, is rainbow snowflake obsidian. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see like the colors. It has like golds and pinks and purples when it shines. And it's, yeah, you can see that. It's really gorgeous. And it's completely natural. This isn't dipped in titanium. This isn't altered by humans. It just is formed like this. Which I really love crystals that have this aesthetically pleasing like rainbow outside, but I don't love when they're man-made or altered. So yeah, rainbow snowflake obsidian. I then have a raw velvety malachite. This was by or from Michaela's Crystals as well. She put this in my mystery box. I was blown away when I saw this. I had been wanting to get a piece of raw malachite for forever, and this one is just literally this. The camera does not give it as much as it deserves. It is just gorgeous. And another powerful stone. Definitely feel like manifesting things when I have this in my presence. We then have a lazulite crystal. So this one I got at the beach at Sapphire Center. Again, she has some beautiful crystals. This one's very sparkly, very deep. Reminds me of ocean blue kyanite, to be honest. And it has like this really like sparkly back. And this one I feel like brings out a lot of my creativity. It's a very creative stone, but also a very mindful stone. So I don't feel like I'm making impulse decisions when I'm with it. You know, that could be a placebo effect in my brain, you know, just telling my brain that these crystals are actually helping me, but I believe in the possibility that the vibrations really are being transmitted to your body. So, yeah, some lazulite. I then have a peacock ore, or a chalcopyrite, and this one is man-made or altered. I still think it's beautiful, and I had, you know, hadn't had a piece before, so I really wanted to get one. The colors are just, it reminds me a lot of like a galaxy. And you know, the metal that it's dipped in does have its own healing properties, so it's always nice to have something that has like multiple properties to it. That's the chalcopyrite, I think that's how you say it. I then have an azurite on malachite, another one I had been looking to get for a while. So there's all the azurite or azurite, and then the malachite is just kind of all around. That's where the green is the malachite. And this is the azurite. Just gorgeous. One of my favorites. I can't remember where I got this one, but I got it from an Etsy shop as well. I then got a green onyx Merkaba star, which is a sacred geometry, sacred symbol. And this one has some incredible, really light banding, and it's really beautiful to me. I got this from the crystal shop in Portland that I went to. What was it called? Celestial Awakenings. That's what I got it from. Celestial Awakenings has some great prices and just a great crystal in general. Beautiful, beautiful. I then got another crystal from Sapphire Center. This one is a rainbow snowflake obsidian. Not snowflake obsidian. A just rainbow obsidian. Rainbow sheen obsidian. And it has that heart in the middle. So stunning. Reminds me of a planet from outer space. Some type of like cosmic energy in this for sure. Let's see if I can really outline that. Yeah, there you go. I then have an amethyst root. So I have this beautiful amethyst root. Another one that I have that isn't just a amethyst cluster, an amethyst geode. This isn't polished, but it is a different form of amethyst that I enjoy having. Has some beautiful color at the top. That beautiful quartz. Beautiful, beautiful. And then the last crystal from that little basket I will show is a green Rhyolite, or a green amethyst root. So this one I got yesterday, no, I got it 3 days ago in the mail from another Etsy shop. And yeah, I love having different forms of amethyst, different forms of crystals. So this is green amethyst, or Rhyolite. And that concludes everything from that basket. So I'm just going to put those crystals back in, and then I will show you my statement pieces. So first, this is an Opalite dish. It's a heart dish bowl that I got as a gift. This is where I keep all of my really rare tiny stones that I get that particularly might get lost in a larger area or might get hurt or broken. So I have this to keep them in, and I'll start with my Rutilated Quartz cabochon, if this will focus on it. It's very tiny and it's very rutilated. Again, it's very hard to focus on because it's so tiny. There you can see it has some of that beautiful rutilated quartz in it. So that's a tiny one. And then I have a larger rutilated quartz, but it is still very small. I can't speak today. You can see that rutilated. This one's very golden, has like a very thick golden base. I wish I would focus more on it. But yeah, that one. I then have a azurite blueberry. This one will not be given justice by the camera, but trust me when I say that it is stunning. And you can see in there's like this deep cavern of azurite, and the entire actual outside is just, whoop, it's just stunning. So gorgeous. I have an azurite blueberry. I then have a yellow topaz. So this is yellow topaz and is pretty rare, so it's tiny. It's gorgeous, but I wanted to keep it somewhere where it'll be safe. So yellow topaz. I have an Agni Mantite Tektite. So this one I also got as a gift from a shop that I shopped from. It was a freebie, and I've never had an Agni Mantite Tektite or a Pearl of Fire Tektite. So I have this one. And it has a little name sheet for it so that I don't forget it. Let's see if it'll focus on that. I don't know why my camera is being like this. There we go. Agni Mantite Tektite. And then last but not least in my little rare ones are my Ethiopian opals. So this was my first Ethiopian opal. Again, I wish that this would do it justice. Yeah, there we go. You can see that flashiness, that fire to it. It's stunning. It's a very light one, but it is gorgeous. So I have that Ethiopian opal. And then I have my larger Ethiopian opal, which is another just stunner. And this one you can see is more purpley, has more of that purpleness to it, that clear opaqueness, a little bit of yellow. And this one, again, isn't given justice by the camera. But you can see that fiery green flash from all sides. And I definitely feel like these are pretty fragile. They aren't supposed to be exposed to water because they can absorb them and get cracked. They just absorb whatever they touch. So I keep them in that little bowl, and I love them. And they are definitely something that makes me feel connected to the sea. So that is from that. Then we'll turn you right around.